Nice, Lizzie.
This speech is to persuade you that epidurals are safe and can benefit both the mother and the baby during childbirth. It is no news to any woman who has had a baby that childbirth is a very painful experience, but to reiterate this fact, let's watch a short clip. Despite much controversy over the years over the safety of epidurals, recent studies have shown that epidurals are quite safe for both the mother and the baby. This speech is important for you to hear because either you or someone you know will have at least one child during their lifetime, and it is important for them to make educated decisions when it comes to pain relief during delivery. Today we will expose the three main controversies surrounding the safety of epidurals. First, we will discuss how epidurals affect the mother. Then we will discuss how epidurals affect the baby. And finally, we will discuss whether or not epidurals cause an increase in the risk of cesarean sections. First, let's explore how epidurals affect the mother. You may ask, aren't the risks of epidurals greater for the expectant mother than the benefits? In Dr. Gilbert J. Grant, MD's book, Epidural Without Guilt, Childbirth Without Pain, in 2011, Dr. Grant states that epidurals can speed up labor. Recent studies have shown that the risk of a backache after delivery is the same whether or not a woman receives an epidural. Epidurals don't make it hard to push the baby out, contrary to popular belief, but help the mother save her energy stores for the end of labor when she will need it to push her baby out. Even though evidence has shown that an epidural is safe for the mom, what about the baby's safety? Scientific evidence has shown that epidurals are indeed safe for the baby. In an article by Professor Felicity Reynolds entitled Analgesia in the Baby, Good News is No News, from the International Journal of Obstetric Gynecology in 2011, Reynolds states that based on 135 studies, the vast majority of them show no ill effects from epidural anesthesia on newborns. During an epidural, very little medication is transferred to the baby, in contrast to intravenous pain medicine, which uses narcotics and often can make the baby drowsy and can even decrease respiration after birth. Epidurals make it easier for women to breastfeed their baby because when the mother is not in pain, it encourages her milk flow. Now that we have seen how epidurals are both safe and beneficial for both the mom and the baby, let's look at whether epidurals increase the risk of cesarean sections during childbirth. Epidurals do not increase the woman's risk of getting a cesarean section. In Susan Gilbert's article from the New York Times on October 21st, 1997, entitled No Cesarean Risk is Found for Labor Pain Medication, Susan states that contradicting highly influential reports, 4 new studies of more than 20,000 women conclude that the use of epidural anesthesia for labor pain does not increase the woman's risk of cesarean section. Statistics have shown an association between epidurals and cesarean sections are skewed because when a woman receives a cesarean section, she has to get an epidural, but a cesarean section is not caused by the woman getting an epidural. Failure to progress or dilate is a common problem when women have their first child, and even though it usually results in a woman having to have a cesarean section, which requires an epidural, the epidural does not cause the woman to have failure to progress. With all these things in mind, let's do a brief review of what we discussed today regarding the safety of epidurals. Despite much controversy about the use of epidurals over the years, recent studies have shown epidurals to be quite safe for both the mom and the baby. Today we discuss the 3 main controversies surrounding the safety of epidurals. First, we discuss how epidurals affect the mother. Then we discussed how epidurals affect the baby. And finally, we discussed whether or not an epidural can increase the risk of a cesarean section. Hopefully now that you know the truth surrounding the safety of epidurals, you can make the most informed decision regarding you or a loved one's choice of pain options during delivery, and hopefully you will choose to be pain-free.